The story of Anneliese Michel is one of the most harrowing and controversial cases of exorcism in modern history. It combines elements of religion, psychiatry, and the supernatural, and it remains a subject of debate and fascination. Here's a detailed look at what really happened. Who was Anneliese Michel? Anneliese Michel was born on September 21, 1952, in Leibelfing, Bavaria, West Germany. Raised in a devout Roman Catholic family, Anneliese was a bright and kind young woman. Her family was deeply religious, and she regularly attended church. However, her life took a drastic turn when she was 16. In 1968, Anneliese began experiencing convulsions, and she was diagnosed with temporal lobe epilepsy, a condition that can cause seizures, memory loss, and visual and auditory hallucinations. She was treated at a psychiatric hospital, but despite this, her condition worsened. The alleged possession. Anneliese began to suffer from severe depression, and over time she started showing signs of what her family and she believed to be demonic possession. She claimed to hear voices that told her she was damned and would rot in hell. Her behavior became increasingly erratic. She would avoid religious objects, drink her own urine, and even eat insects. Anneliese and her family, convinced that traditional medicine was not helping, turned to the church for spiritual intervention. They believed that she was possessed by demons and sought an exorcism. The exorcism. In 1975, after much hesitation, the Catholic Church approved an exorcism and assigned two priests, Father Arnold Renz and Pastor Ernst Alt, to perform the ritual. Between 1975 and 1976, Anneliese Michel underwent 67 exorcism sessions, each lasting up to 4 hours. During these sessions, it was claimed that Anneliese was possessed by several demons, including Lucifer, Judas Iscariot, Nero, Cain, and Adolf Hitler. Recordings from the exorcisms reveal Anneliese's voice changing into deep guttural tones, speaking languages she allegedly didn't know. The sessions were intense, with her reportedly enduring extreme physical violence and self-harm. Throughout this time, Anneliese's health deteriorated rapidly. Her death in the aftermath, on July 1, 1976, Anneliese Michel died in her home from malnutrition and dehydration. She was only 23 years old and weighed a mere 68 pounds at the time of her death. The official cause was starvation, as she had stopped eating for months leading up to her death, believing that this was part of her battle against the demonic forces within her. Her death sparked a legal investigation, leading to the prosecution of her parents and the two priests for negligent homicide. The trial, which took place in 1978, attracted worldwide attention. The defense argued that Anneliese's possession was real, and that the exorcisms were performed with her consent. The prosecution, however, argued that Anneliese was mentally ill and that the church's interference, along with her parents' neglect, was responsible for her death. In the end, all four defendants were found guilty of manslaughter resulting from negligence and were sentenced to 6 months in prison, later suspended, and 3 years of probation. The court also ordered them to pay for the legal costs. The controversy and legacy. The case remains a subject of intense debate. Some see it as a tragic case of mental illness, being misunderstood and mistreated due to religious fanaticism. Others believe that Anneliese Michel was genuinely possessed and that her death was a consequence of spiritual warfare. Over the years, the story has inspired numerous books, documentaries, and movies, the most famous being The Exorcism of Emily Rose, 2005, which is loosely based on Anneliese's life and death.